I grabbed one of my used t-shirts and used it to block off the blood flow. Ian gasped and yelled. I shushed him and put his hand down to where his shirt is. Hold it and put pressure. Come on, let's get help. You'll be okay. I promise, Ian. I help him up and let him lean on me. He held his wound as we walked. It was tricky getting down the stairs, but we managed. I carried him over to the kitchen and set him down on the floor. The blood loss was getting worse. He breathed in heavily and wheezed. I pulled out my phone and called 911. I told them my situation and my address. They said they'd send out help immediately, and I prayed they'd get here on time. There was no sign of Jeff or the attacker anywhere, which means they probably took the fight somewhere else. I looked down at Ian and I teared up. There was blood everywhere around us. I wanted to vomit, but I knew if I started freaking out, he would too. I had to keep calm, for his sake. I held his face in my hands, and I rested my head on his. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. Help is coming. Hang on. Don't leave me, please. He wheezed my name and clutched my sleeve. Elizabeth, he croaked. Please don't get hurt. I don't want you to die like me. Shut up, Ian, I snapped. You're not going to die. You'll make it out of this. Just focus on me. Stay with me. He swallowed and breathed. How bad is it? He asked. How bad is what? I said. My wound. How bad is it? He said. I don't want him to see it because I'm afraid he'll start to freak out. I shake my head and say, don't worry about it, okay? I have to, he growled. Let me see. I shook my head, but he didn't listen. He lifted up his head to look, and as soon as he saw the mess, he screamed, No, 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 no. He screamed and shook his head from the side to side rapidly. Stop it, I scolded him. Stop it, Ian. You're increasing the blood flow. Stop. He wouldn't do it, so I clutched his hand and hugged him. He breathed heavily, and I heard a watery cough. I felt droplets splatter onto the side of my head and on my shoulder. I knew it was blood. He rubbed his head and he calmed down. He was taking slow, deep breaths. It was like he was finally calming down, but I was worried. He was already going. I didn't know which was which. He mumbled my name, and every time he did, I let a tear fall. I won't let you die, I said. I pushed myself up and looked down on him. He wrapped a weak hand around my back and my neck and held on to me. It was saddening to think the reason why he's holding me so tight was because I'm the thing anchoring him to his life and not the one after. I cried and stopped thinking about that. Elizabeth, he mumbled. Yes, what is it? Tell me, what is it you were going to say before all this happened? He said. I pursed my lips and said, Ian, now's not the time to talk about that. Please, he pleaded. If I go, then I'd at least like to know. Tell me, please. I had to. I have no idea of if he'll make it out of this or not. I guess I have to. I'll never know. I take a deep breath and say, Jeff is real. Ian sighed and mumbled, Damn it. I brushed his hair back and held on to his other hand. Elizabeth, I need to tell you one last thing. What is it? I said, voice cracking from crying. He pulled me towards him and said into my ear so soft. I could barely hear him. He said it ever so quietly. Don't let them take you. After that, he was quiet. Absolutely quiet. He wasn't breathing. He wasn't moving or doing a thing. The hand he had on my neck went limp. My eyes widened as I realized what happened. I looked down at him and into his hazy eyes. I cupped his face in my hands and murmured, "Ian, Ian, Ian, come on, stop messing with me, stop it. Now is not the time to joke around. Ian, Ian, wake up, Ian, wake up, snap out of it, come on, back to me, please, Ian, don't leave me. Don't leave me, I promise that you'll live. Stay with me. Come back. Come back. Come back, Ian." After that, shaking him and slapping his face a little, I knew once and for all he was gone. He wasn't coming back. "No," I muttered. "No, Ian, I told you to hold on. I wasn't enough to keep you here. It's all my fault. I killed you. I'm to blame. It's all my fault. Now you're gone. Ian! Ian!" I screamed and wailed, hoping that my suffering will bring him back, hoping that my cries will make him return to this world. Why won't he come back? Why? 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 I couldn't hold back my tears any longer, and I cried. I let it all out. I screamed, I cursed, I pulled my hair and prayed that my physical pain will block my internal suffering. I hugged Ian's body and cried into his blood-soaked shirt. After a few minutes, I heard sirens. I looked out a window and saw white and red lights engulf my vision. I cried some more, and I held Ian. I cradled his body against mine, and I held him like a teddy bear. I never thought I'd do this kind of thing to him. Sad that this is the only time it happens. I kissed his forehead and pressed my face into his hair. Everything around me didn't seem to matter anymore. Not even when police and medical assistants came in. I didn't want to let him go. I never wanted to let him go. Even though I mean that in a physical way. Deep down, I never wanted to let him go mentally and emotionally, nor spiritually. I didn't want him to go like this, but it's too late now. I'll never get him back, not even in my own dreams.